If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The Cleveland Browns are facing a tense moment this week as they prepare to host the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. And the situation centers around one of those players who often fly under the radar but can make an enormous difference in a game, the punter. Corey Bojorquez, the Browns' reliable veteran punter, was limited in practice on Wednesday after suffering a right ankle injury on a blocked punt against the Baltimore Ravens in Week 2. That play could have been disastrous, as the blocked punt nearly turned into a touchdown for the Ravens. But Bojorquez himself came away injured, raising serious questions about his availability for this weekend. Special teams coordinator Bubba Ventrone addressed the situation on Thursday, keeping things intentionally vague. "We'll see," he told reporters when asked if Bojorquez would be ready to take the field against Green Bay, a response that immediately sent a ripple of concern through the Browns' locker room and fan base. In a league where field position can dictate the flow of a game, losing a punter of Bojorquez's caliber would be far from trivial. In the meantime, the Browns have taken precautions, bringing in several veteran punters for workouts earlier in the week, according to reports from ESPN's Daniel Oyefusi. The team clearly doesn't want to be caught off guard, and yet, no new punter has been signed, signaling either confidence that Bojorquez will recover in time or perhaps a lack of suitable options in the free agent market. Ventrone also noted that rookie kicker Andre Scmyt, who had a rough start in Week 1 but found redemption the following Sunday, could step in to handle punting duties if Bojorquez is unable to play. Scmyt, a rookie with Syracuse pedigree as their all-time leading scorer, has never punted at a professional level, and even during his college career, his experience with punting was non-existent. This leaves a significant question mark over the Browns' special teams unit if they are forced into a makeshift solution. For a team already struggling offensively, the role of a punter becomes unexpectedly crucial. Cleveland's offense has failed to break the 20-point barrier in both of their first 2 games, meaning every punt, every flip of field position, becomes a potential lifeline for the defense to keep them in the game. Bojorquez's presence, when healthy, provides that exact lifeline. The veteran punter has been an anchor for the Browns' special teams, consistently flipping the field and pinning opponents deep. Through the first 9 games of this season, he has punted 7 times, averaging 45.7 yards per punt, and impressively, 3 of those punts were downed inside the 20-yard line. Only 1 went for a touchback, a testament to his precision and situational awareness. It is precisely this ability to control field position that makes his potential absence so concerning. The Browns' offense may sputter, but with Bojorquez, even a stalled drive doesn't automatically translate into easy points for the opposing team. The field flips, the defensive strategy tightens, and the team maintains a sense of balance that they otherwise might not have. Losing that veteran reliability could leave the Browns in a precarious spot against a Packers team that has been opportunistic in taking advantage of even the smallest mistakes. Since entering the NFL with the Buffalo Bills in 2018, Bojorquez has earned a reputation as one of the most dependable punters in the league. In Cleveland, he has missed only a single game, which occurred in 2023, and outside of that, the 29-year-old Californian has been a model of availability. For a team like the Browns, where injuries and inconsistent offensive performances can derail an entire season, having a player who consistently shows up and performs at a high level is invaluable. Bojorquez is more than just a punter. He is a stabilizing presence in moments of uncertainty, the kind of player whose value only becomes fully apparent when he is potentially unavailable. His injury comes at an inopportune time, and the Browns coaching staff and fans alike are holding their breath, hoping that he can return in time to provide the kind of field-flipping excellence that keeps them competitive even when the offense struggles. Meanwhile, rookie kicker Andre Scmyt, while talented and a proven scorer at the collegiate level, represents a massive question mark if called upon to double as both kicker and punter. Scmyt's journey has been a roller coaster. Week 1 brought significant struggles, leaving him vulnerable to scrutiny. Yet he redeemed himself on Sunday with a performance that reminded everyone why he was drafted. Despite his success at Syracuse, where he became the all-time leading scorer with 354 points and tied for the most field goal completions at 65, Scmyt has never handled punts. The Browns coaching staff is betting on his adaptability, but even the most optimistic projections have to acknowledge the difficulty of mastering two distinct roles at the professional level, especially under the pressure of an NFL game against a divisional rival like Green Bay. The mental and physical demands of handling both kicking and punting duties are considerable, and even a slight misstep could swing the game in the Packers' favor. It's a scenario that underscores just how critical Bojorquez's availability has become for Cleveland. Bubba Ventrone's non-committal stance, while perhaps intentionally cautious, only adds to the tension surrounding the Browns' special teams. The team's offensive shortcomings have made Bojorquez arguably one of their most important players, because in games where scoring stalls, field position becomes a crucial strategic lever. The Browns' inability to consistently generate points places enormous responsibility on every other phase of the team, from defense to special teams, to ensure that they remain competitive. In that context, losing a player of Bojorquez's caliber is not merely an inconvenience. It is a potential game-altering scenario. Fans have long appreciated the subtle, almost invisible contributions of punters like Bojorquez, the way a well-placed punt can trap an opponent deep in their own territory, force a 3-and-out, and give the defense a chance to shine. Without him, Cleveland could be left vulnerable, forced to rely on a rookie in a role he has never experienced, while facing a Packers squad eager to exploit any weakness. Bojorquez's impact extends beyond raw statistics. It is the consistency, poise, and situational awareness he brings to the game that elevates the Browns' special teams. He led the NFL in punting last year, a feat that reflects both talent and discipline. His ability to control the tempo and manage the field position battle has been a cornerstone for Cleveland's defensive strategy. The potential of having SCMYT step into this role, while admirable in theory, carries inherent risk. For a team still seeking offensive identity and continuity, the special teams unit often becomes the unsung hero, capable of creating opportunities or preventing disasters. Bojorquez's absence would place enormous pressure on SCMYT and the coaching staff to maintain a standard of execution that he has not yet been required to uphold. This scenario magnifies the already high-stakes nature of an early-season divisional matchup, turning every snap, every punt, and every coverage assignment into a potential turning point. The Browns' preparation for Sunday, therefore, takes on a heightened sense of urgency. Coaches are closely monitoring Bojorquez's rehab, running through contingency plans, and weighing the feasibility of deploying a rookie kicker in dual roles. Fans, meanwhile, are left in suspense, understanding intuitively how critical field position can be in games where the offense struggles to sustain drives. It is precisely this intersection of injury, inexperience, and strategic importance that makes the Bojorquez situation a focal point for the Browns heading into Week 3. The broader narrative is clear: a team searching for stability, grappling with offensive inconsistency, and looking to maintain momentum in a challenging division now finds itself hinging on the health of a punter. In a sport often defined by the smallest margins, the availability of Corey Bojorquez may well be the difference between a competitive showing and another frustrating defeat. Stefanski, Ventrone, and the Browns' legion of supporters nationwide will be hoping that the veteran punter can return to form, flip the field, and provide the steadying presence this team desperately needs. The story of Cleveland's Week 3 matchup has already begun, and at its center is the quiet yet undeniable influence of one of the NFL's most consistent and undervalued specialists. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Rumors are swirling in Miami, and let me tell you, this one has sent shockwaves not just through the Dolphins' locker room, but across the entire NFL landscape. Word on the street is that Tyreek Hill, the speed demon, the guy who's been terrorizing defenses and making highlight reels since the moment he stepped on the field, has reportedly inked a deal with the Cleveland Browns. That's right, the same Tyreek Hill who has been synonymous with explosive plays, electric touchdowns, and that chemistry with Tua Tagovailoa that Dolphins fans have been drooling over for years, could now be heading to the Midwest. And if this is true, and I'm telling you, insiders are buzzing about it, it's nothing short of a betrayal in the eyes of Miami supporters. The whispers started as just that, whispers, a few cryptic social media posts, a scooped interview here and there, but they're growing louder by the hour, and the speculation? It's absolutely insane. Miami was supposed to be Tyreek Hill's playground, his stage to showcase what might be the most dangerous combination of speed and route running the league has ever seen. And yet, here we are, imagining him lining up in the Browns' brown and orange, and honestly, it feels like a slap to the face. Sources hint that negotiations with Cleveland were happening quietly behind the scenes for months, and while the Dolphins were focused on contract extensions, roster tweaks, and maintaining harmony in the locker room, Hill might have already been plotting a new path. The idea of a superstar of his caliber being lured away isn't unprecedented in the NFL, but it's the timing and the target that are causing jaws to drop. Cleveland, a team with recent playoff struggles, has reportedly opened the vault, dangling a deal too tantalizing to refuse. Money, role, and a chance to be the centerpiece of a franchise hungry for national attention. Whatever the mix, it seems Hill may have decided that the grass was greener, or maybe the turf faster, somewhere else. And let's not forget the human element here, because this isn't just numbers on a page or logo swaps. Dolphins fans are feeling a complex cocktail of disbelief, frustration, and outright heartbreak. Social media is lighting up with speculation, memes, and, frankly, some unfiltered outrage. "Traitor" is being typed as fast as fingers can move on Twitter. People are pointing to the chemistry he had with Tua, the late-game heroics, the moments that had Miami believers dreaming of Super Bowl runs. And yet, all of that could be history if this deal truly goes through. The narrative of Miami as a destination for stars is suddenly questioned, and the ripple effect could influence other players' perceptions of the organization. Will this scare away future free agents? Will it erode locker room morale? The Dolphins now face questions that go beyond XS and OS. They are staring into a potential identity crisis if their best offensive weapon walks out the door. Meanwhile, Cleveland fans are collectively losing their minds. Can you imagine the excitement in Berea if this rumor materializes? Tyreek Hill, in that orange and brown uniform, taking snaps from a quarterback who's been searching for a reliable deep threat connection, could be an absolute game-changer. The idea that Hill's explosiveness could finally sync with Cleveland's offensive strategy has insiders practically buzzing with anticipation. Sources suggest that the Browns are envisioning a seismic shift in their offensive schemes, something that could elevate the team from a perennial playoff hopeful to a legitimate contender. And that's part of the intrigue here. The gamble isn't just on Hill's talent. It's on chemistry, on culture, and on a vision that might just redefine what fans expect from the franchise. Of course, the NFL rumor mill being what it is, skepticism runs rampant. Some analysts are cautioning that nothing is signed until the ink is on paper, and we've seen bigger names waver and negotiate endlessly before ultimately staying put. But when multiple insiders, whose track records have proven reliable, start echoing the same whispers, it's hard not to take notice. The mere possibility of Hill in Cleveland has already created a media frenzy, with podcasts, sports talk shows, and fan forums dissecting every angle, from contract figures to fit within Kevin Stefanski's offense, to the psychological impact on both locker rooms. Analysts are debating whether the Browns' front office is playing a masterstroke or overreaching, while Miami strategists are likely scrambling behind closed doors, trying to figure out how to plug a potential hole that could be gaping. And let's be honest, this is the kind of narrative that the NFL lives for. The superstar shakeup, the unexpected departure, the mix of betrayal and ambition that fuels debates for months. The media loves it, fans love it, and even casual observers can't help but watch with wide eyes. If Hill does join Cleveland, the ripple effects go far beyond two teams. Playoff projections, divisional power dynamics, and even draft strategies could all be thrown into chaos. The AFC landscape could be fundamentally altered, and suddenly, the Dolphins' path to contention looks murkier, while the Browns' ceiling might just have skyrocketed overnight. But in true NFL fashion, there's also the element of suspense that keeps this rumor alive. Hill himself hasn't spoken publicly, at least not in a definitive way. Every interview, every cryptic post on social media, is being scrutinized for hidden meanings. Reporters are digging for the tiniest nugget, fans are speculating on motivations, and pundits are building narratives that could be either prophetic or completely off base. The tension is palpable, and it's the kind of drama that makes the league so addictive. Nobody wants to say, "I told you so." Yet everyone is secretly hoping to be the first to confirm the news. In that sense, this story is still very much alive, teetering on the edge between rumor and reality, and every passing hour seems to fuel the speculation even more. And then there's the larger, almost Shakespearean element of star power, loyalty, and the business of football colliding. Tyreek Hill's move, if it happens, would not just be a transaction, it would be a statement. It's a declaration that even the brightest lights in one city can find a lure elsewhere, that personal ambition sometimes trumps loyalty, and that in the NFL, narratives can shift faster than a 4.29-second 40-yard dash. Miami's betrayal narrative, Cleveland's ascendancy, Hill's personal journey, all of it combines into a story that feels more like drama than sports reporting. For fans, it's thrilling, terrifying, and heartbreaking, sometimes all at once. So, as the rumor mill churns, as insiders leak tidbits and fans speculate feverishly, one thing is clear. If Tyreek Hill truly signs with the Cleveland Browns, the ripple effects will reverberate across the league for months. Miami's locker room could be rattled, Cleveland could be electrified, and the AFC could look completely different next season. The storyline practically writes itself. A superstar changes teams, allegiances are questioned, and the game's balance of power could be forever altered. Whether this is betrayal, ambition, or a masterstroke by Cleveland's front office, one thing is undeniable. The NFL world is watching, and no one is blinking. And here's the kicker. Even if nothing is officially confirmed today, the whispers alone are enough to dominate conversations, social media feeds, and highlight shows for the foreseeable future. Fans will debate, analysts will argue, and the speculation will only grow more intense as the story develops. It's the kind of narrative that keeps people glued to screens, that sparks fiery comment threads, and that ensures that when Tyreek Hill does make a move, no matter where it is, it will be unforgettable. The question now isn't just if he'll go to Cleveland. It's how the league, the fans, and history itself will remember the moment when Miami's golden boy might have taken off for new pastures, leaving a trail of shock, awe, and controversy in his wake. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!